Good morning everyone. Today we are going to study about peptic ulcer. That is a disease of gastrointestinal system. In our earlier video, we have studies about so many diseases like thyroid disease as well as some hematological disorders. Now we will study about gastrointestinal system disease. So, let's begin. What is peptic ulcer? Peptic ulcer are open sores that develop in the inside lining of the esophagus, stomach and upper portion of the small intestine. As a result, erosion from stomach acid. Means what happen in this ulcer? In this it becomes some open sores. Sores means ulcers. In Hindi we say it jakhm. That is developed in the lining of the esophagus, in the inside line of the esophagus. What is esophagus? Esophagus is a food pipe, and it can also develop in the inside lining of the stomach and upper portion of the small intestine, that is known as duodenum, in which their erosion occurs from stomach acid. Next, a peptic ulcer of the stomach is called gastric ulcer. If the peptic ulcer occurs in stomach, then it is known as gastric ulcer, as it is related to gastrointestinal system. And if it is occurs in duodenum, then it is known as duodenal ulcer. And if it occurs in esophagus, that is known as also food pipe, then it is known as esophageal ulcer. Peptic ulcer occurs when the lining of these organs is corroded by acidic digestive juices secreted by the cells of stomach. Means we will study how peptic ulcer occurs. It occurs when the lining of the organ, inside lining of the organ, is corroded by some acidic digestive juices that is secreted by the cells of stomach, like parietal cells, etc. Now we will study their causes one by one. How peptic ulcer is caused? Peptic ulcer is caused by so many factors. First is an infection with the bacterium, and the bacterium that is responsible for this type of peptic ulcer, its name is Helicobacter pylori. In short we can say H. pylori. These bacteria infect the innermost line of the stomach and cause peptic ulcer or gastric ulcer. Now, if we are using long term NSAID in full form is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. If we are using from long term these type of drugs such as aspirin, naproxen, ibuprofen, etc., this can irritate and infect the lining of the stomach and small intestine and can cause damage, which cause ulcer. Next, if you are consumption on regular basis alcohol, then it can also cause ulcer. If any stress occurs, this can also cause ulcer. And there is one syndrome, that is Zollinger-Ellison syndrome. It is basically a genetic disorder that is passes from generation to generation, in which tumors occurs and they secretes large amount of the hormone. Which hormone? That is gastrin. And this hormone cause the stomach to produce more amount of acid, excess amount of acid, which further attack the lining of stomach and cause ulcer. Now their symptoms. First is burning sensation or pain, nausea or vomiting blood, bloating. Bloating means in Hindi we can say gas ban jana. Next, dark or black stool due to bleeding. Next, there will be weight loss, heartburn, severe pain in the mid to upper abdomen. Now, next we are going to study about their test and diagnosis methods. So, first is general investigation. In this we will record about their physical examination and recording of the patient history. In patient history we will evaluate that whether the patient is consuming any medicine, whether the patient have any disease from his past, etc. Next, blood, urea, breath and stomach tissue test. In this test we will perform the presence of H. pylori bacteria. We will try to identify the H. pylori bacteria. Now next is endoscopy. What is endoscopy? Endoscopy is basically most accurate diagnostic test which makes confirmation about peptic ulcer. And what happen in this test, how we can perform this test? In this we will insert a tube, that is light tube, and the name of this tube is endoscope. We will insert that tube through the throat into the stomach to look abnormalities present in the stomach. And endoscopies are performed if the patient has other signs or symptoms such as weight loss, vomiting, especially if blood is present in vomiting, black stools, anemia, and swallow difficulties. This test also look for ulcers, bleeding, and any tissue that looks abnormal. Next, radiology. What we will do in radiology? Radiology is basically also called barium swallow test, upper GI series. In this test we will examine the organs of upper part of the digestive system, and fluid called barium, that is a thick white liquid. It will be coated on upper GIT tract and it will help to evaluate ulcer through X-rays. Next, their treatments. First treatment is antibiotic medication to kill H. pylori, and treatment is basically determined or based upon which type of peptic ulcer is caused by which type of bacteria or which type of infection. So first treatment, if peptic ulcer is caused by H. pylori bacteria, then medication we should consume for cure is metronidazole, amoxicillin, etc. Second, if peptic ulcer is caused by excess acid secretion, then how we can cure that or treat that peptic ulcer? In this we will take that medication that will suppress the or block the acid production and promote healing, like proton pump inhibitor, in short we can say PPI, which reduce stomach acid by blocking the action of the parts of cell that produce acid. Means this PPI, proton pump inhibitor, will block the part of the stomach or cells that is used to secrete HCl. So this PPI will block that cells and cure the peptic ulcer. And drugs include in this type of treatment is omeprazole, pantoprazole, and these drugs are usually taken before consuming the food because its absorption decrease after taking the food. If we are consuming this type of medication like omeprazole and pantoprazole, if we are consuming this medication after eating the food, then the absorption rate of this drug will decrease. So we will consume this drug before consuming the food in empty stomach. Next, how to block acid if produced in more amount. That is, in that second test we have blocked the cells that is producing excess amount of acids. In this, how we will reduce? Other is acid blockers that will reduce acid secretion, like histamine blockers. Example is cimetidine and famotidine, which will react on the receptors and block the secretion of acid. And fourth treatment method is antacid that neutralize stomach acid. Means if there is much amount of acid, so we will take antacid which will neutralize the effect and treat it. Example is calcium carbonate and aluminium hydroxide. Next is medications that protect the lining of stomach and small intestine. If the ulcer is causing damaging of lining of stomach and small intestine, then we will use some cytoprotective agents that will help to protect the tissue that live in the stomach and small intestine. So in this we will consume medications like sucralfate and misoprostol. Next is vagotomy. It is basically involvement of cutting the vagus nerve to interrupt message sent from the brain to the stomach and reduce the production of stomach acid. Means there is one nerve present, vagus nerve. This nerve basically passes the message from brain to the stomach and secrete the amount of acid. So we will, if there is a secretion of excess amount of acid, then we will do or cut that vagus nerve so that message sent from the brain will not reach to the stomach and it will reduce the stomach acid. Next is enterectomy. What it explain? It involves the removing of the lower part of the stomach, that is known as antrum, which produces a hormone to secrete digestive juices. Means enterectomy, as the name suggests, antrum is basically the lower part of the stomach. So we will remove this part of the stomach. And why we will remove this part of the stomach? Because this produces a hormone which will secrete more amount of digestive juices, and if we remove this part of the stomach, that is known as antrum, then this will not produce the hormone that will secrete more amount of digestive juices, and we can cure peptic ulcer. Now pathophysiology. There are so many pathophysiology of causing ulcer, peptic ulcer. In this we have discussed two. First is H. pylori induced ulcer. What happen in this type of pathophysiology? How H. pylori cause disruption of the function? So let us begin. H. pylori is basically a gram-negative bacteria and it produces some heat shock proteins, and that protein's name is cytokines, histamines and certain enzymes. Then further this will secrete some phospholipase, urease, protease enzymes, and urease basically function, it converts acidic media. Urease convert in acidic media urea into the ammonia. Means in stomach there is acidic media, then this urease enzyme will convert urea into the ammonia with the help of acidic media and as well as CO2. Next, ammonia itself cause destruction of mucosal lining. Then when urease will convert urea into ammonia and CO2, then ammonia itself cause destruction of mucosal lining. Then when mucosal line is damaged, then there will be infection begins and inflammations mediators start to release like cytokines, and this then cause leukozyme adhesion and inflammatory reaction starts and further cause damage mucus of GIT that in last causes ulcer. Next, pathophysiology of stress induced ulcer. How stress cause ulcer? In stress, energy consumption increase, so increase glycolysis, which is usually done by cortisol hormone. What happen in stress? There we utilize more amount of energy. So if we are having any stress, then they will obviously increase in the amount of energy consumption, which will increase glycolysis to consume more amount of energy in the form of glucose, and which will usually done or helped by cortisol hormone. This hormone will what do? This hormone will inhibit phospholipase A2 enzyme. Then there will no arachidonic acid formation, no prostaglandin, increase gastric juice secretion and cause ulcer. Means if there is a inhibition of phospholipase A2, then there will no arachidonic acid formation, there will be no prostaglandin increase, and there will be the increase of the gastric juice secretion, which is called ulcer. That's all over for today. I hope you all have understand my video. Thank you.